Okay, so here's another mix, and we have some synths, stereo synths, and a big wall of electric guitars here. Okay, let's take a listen. Okay, so let's try to mono this mix and see what we lose. Stereo. Okay, so we do lose a big chunk of the guitars, but as you can hear, they're still present in the mid channel, okay? Despite the fact that they are panned hard left and hard right, and we have quite a lot of them, as you can see, all these red and orange tracker guitars. So let's solo them. This is mono. This is stereo. And as you can see, we do have a lot of low frequency energy in the guitars. Okay, they go low as low as 80 hertz and maybe even lower. Okay? A mistake, in my opinion, would be to cut the low frequency from the side. And I see this advice given so very often, and it just doesn't work like that. You don't have to sacrifice your stereo mix for the sake of mono compatibility. Let's hear the difference. For example, if we cut the low information from the sides and the guitars. Let's say we cut everything around 150, 160. Without. Okay, we lose a lot of power. And why should you do it? I mean, yes, if you mono your mix, this stereo information that is only on the sides, you're gonna be lost, but who cares? Okay, it is your stereo mix that matters more than the mono mix. So check in mono, in this case, for example, to see and hear if guitars and bass go along with each other. Okay? As you can hear, when you go to EQ guitars and bass, if you monitor them in mono, it's easier to spot problems because you don't have the stereo image not only distracting you, but make it seems like everything is okay. Because when you stereo, everything sounds better, okay? So it's useful to monitor your mix in mono here and there to spot problems, but don't sacrifice your stereo mix for the sake of mono compatibility. I know I repeated this several times now, but it's important. Then we don't have just this, but we also have this synths here, which are stereo. Now this has no low frequency energy, and neither this one here. But this last one, it does have some. Okay? And again, it's stereo. That's mono. And we lose a lot. If we solo the sides, there's a lot of energy on the sides. they're pretty much equal. And this is not common because usually the side signal is a lot less level-wise than the mono signal. But here we are kind of the same. There's a lot of energy in the sides, pretty much equal energy in the mid. And when we solo the mid, we do lose a lot. Is this a problem? Not really, okay? Because my stereo mix sounds better with this synth that has some low frequency information on the side. Sounds bigger, sounds wider. And I don't care about the mono compatibility in this case. And same goes for effects. Some effects will get lost when you mono your mix. But once again, as I said before, it's not so common that your mix is gonna be heard in mono completely, okay? It's more a matter of the low frequency content that is gonna be monoed in big clubs and big venues. And the important part, again, is not really not to have information on the sides, because that is not hurting anyone, is to also make sure that your mid channel is solid, okay? That's it. So what if you have a stereo sound that has some low frequency information and you want to mono it? There are several ways to do it. Brain works again with the Control V2 or the Solo, which is free. You also have a mono maker. What it does, it simply mono every frequency from this selected one below. So it's very easy to do today. And especially if you are mixing a song that is going to be printed also on vinyl, you need to pay a lot of attention to that and make sure that you actually don't have any low frequency information on the sides, because that, in that case, will create a problem. As a last example, let's hear the whole mix here and let's check it in mono. Okay? Once again, especially on rock music with big guitars, you're gonna lose some information when you mono the mix. But as you can hear, kick, snare, and bass and guitars, despite they are panned hard left and right, they're all there in the mid channel. So let's recap really fast. Do you need mono compatibility? Yes, to some extent. You need to make sure that the low frequency content in your mid channel is there, it's solid, and is present, so that when you mono your mix, it doesn't collapse, okay? It doesn't lose the main elements, which usually are bass, kick, snare, and lead vocals, okay? They have to be present and solid in the mid channel. They don't have to be exclusively on the mid channel, okay? And that's the whole point of the video. You can have elements spread out in your stereo field, big guitars, big synth bass, effects on vocals, and sometimes even reverbs, okay? They can have actually low frequency content and sounds very cool. Then do you need to mix in mono? No, you don't. It is useful monitoring your mix in mono here and there, especially when you're looking for phase problem. The important part is your stereo mix. And I'm sure you heard many famous engineers saying they never check in mono, that they don't care. Well, the thing is, they are so good and they have so much experience that they don't need to check their mix in mono, okay? They know already. They mix 200 songs a year, so they don't need to do that anymore. But if you're a beginner, just do it. You know, check in mono here and there and make sure everything is okay. But don't sacrifice your stereo mix for mono compatibility. That's at least my advice. As last test, let's try to cut the sides, which is something, again, unfortunately, I see a lot from the whole mix. Okay. Listen how much energy we lose. And of course, at this point, if we do this here before the brain works, when we mono our mix, there's still gonna be difference. And actually, it's probably gonna be even more difference because a cut on the sides on the whole mix is a pretty destructive process, okay? Because it causes phase issue in itself, the cut on the sides. It shouldn't be common practice. It should be something you do if you need to, if you absolutely need to. And it doesn't really do anything good for you. One could argue that you save some headroom, but in my opinion, that is bullshit because the side signal has such a lower level compared to the mid signal that you don't really save that much of a headroom for level in the end, and that shouldn't be your goal anyway, okay? Yes, we like loud things and we like loud mixes, but just make it sound good first, and then if you can, make it sound loud too. So this is it for today. I hope this video was informative. If you have any question, please write it in the comment or send us a message. And if you liked the video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.